Hey traders, Leaf West. Just going to do a video tonight on my favorite setups for tomorrow morning. And I thought I'd start with the spiders and just a review of the bigger roadmap and where I think we're going. This is the weekly chart, and here we are from the bottom right here is back in October of last year, 2011, so about a year ago, right? So we've had this big sort of weekly trend which took out the highs from 2011 back in late 2011, early 2012, and then we corrected from that, and we're testing those highs again. And if I look at the wave structure, I see it as a pretty simple 1, 2, 3 wave structure. We had the one push higher, pull back into the slot, logical support. We had a nice big sort of impulsive trending wave two. We've had a sort of complex, messy, chop 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 correction off of wave two, which held weekly support, and now we're pushing higher, and we broke the hidden resistance level of 91%. And we've been battling with that the last several weeks, but my target for the spiders is 149.45. So I think that this push here now, whether or not we start normally, well, I guess the last couple of years, probably the last 3 years, most 3-day holidays started a rally. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, but that's what I'm looking for. Anyways, we've chopped around on here enough here to probably get enough people short that we can push the market higher into this the target zone. And again, wave three, you want to start taking profits at the 1.272. Take profits on a show of strength into that level, and just trail your stop on the remainder part to get it tighter and tighter, because the price can extend up to higher levels in the zone, but generally that's where you go to that 1.272. And you can see the money flow index. We had the high for this move painted during the second wave higher, which is normal, and now I'm looking for some kind of divergence on the final push higher into the wave three high. So this is kind of right on schedule. Now let's make sense. Look at the daily. Yeah, well, daily you can just sort of get a better view of what's happening here. So we got about 6% left to the upside, and so you know, people are thinking that this is a double top or a triple top, as Doug Cass would say, and they're trying to short. They're trying to short. Well, that's just going to add the fuel into the tank for when the squeeze starts to happen. So I don't know if it's on some positive news from Europe this week or what the heck it'll be, but um, this is still a bullish looking chart, and we made a new high, and so you should be buying the pullback into support. So that's my plan going forward. And let me show you the charts that I think are the best looking. I blogged last week on potash, and I still think that's a good looking chart. Again, it's the fertilizers have done well, and potash has not done well. So I don't want to bore people with that and spend time on the video on that. But anyways, we've pulled back into support of this move off of the low. We had price stop three tries into hidden resistance for price, but we've made this nice ABC move back in the daily chart, right into a targeted zone for the C wave, right at the 61.8 percent level. So I was looking for the last, I don't know, I blogged about a week ago, just over a week ago on this pullback, and we were just above the zone, just above this target zone last 2 Fridays ago, which was when I think I first blogged about it. Anyways, what I was looking for was this to happen. Now we took out the daily high from Thursday on Friday, and we also took out the pivot high from Wednesday for the 15-minute chart. So now I would like price to pull back a little further into support, but that may not happen. So I want to be watching this really carefully tomorrow morning, because if it starts to go, I'm going to get at least a portion of my position on in potash. and we'll go from there on potash. And if you look at the stocks I kind of like right now, most of them are kind of cyclical stocks, which are been beaten up but are showing support. Another one is actually Caterpillar. Now let's go back to the daily chart on Caterpillar. Again, here you've made a pullback into support into 78.6 level, have bounced from there, actually took out the daily ATR, and therefore we took out actually two prior swing highs, took out the daily ATR, and it pulled back to just above the daily ATR support. I'm not even sure the percentile, but it looks like about between 50 and 61.8 that we pulled back. Let's see. Right in around 50%. And it's kind of one wave down, so that is a bit trickier. But if you look at the charts, we've made this nice 60-minute pullback, and we haven't shown signs of turning around yet. But on the 15-minute chart, we're just starting. We broke the 15-minute ATR on Friday morning, popped up, didn't take out this swing high, but we've making this little nice bull flag. So I'm watching CAT first thing on Tuesday morning as well, because this could start a move higher. So again, it's not a straight up trend we're going to go, but this 15-minute chart is churning around, which will turn the 60-minute chart around. We'll take out this 60-minute ATR, make a move higher, consolidate, move higher, which will, I think, if the market gets going, this stock will do okay, right? Oops, what did I do there? Punched in the wrong spot. Then we'll get this going again. And actually, if we get, like, if you just say this is a low, right? Then you've got good chance for price, even if it's just making a corrective bounce, an A, B, C structure higher, we've got a chance to go to, $95, and we're at 85. So 10, that's a 15% move. It's nothing to sneeze at. What else? Oh, another one that I am hot and horny for tomorrow is United Airlines, or United Continental, I guess it's called now. I showed on the sectors analysis earlier today that airlines I thought maybe had a chance to look for a short-term trade. And with the merger sort of discussion talks that were between, I guess, American and U.S. Airways on Friday, I guess, this could be a sector that gets a little push. We had this nice push lower, made extreme candles, and it bounced, the first bounce and pulled back, and we pulled back. If you can see it on the 50-minute chart. Well, I guess you can't see it there. I'm gonna see let's see what the pullback is. That's one big push down, so it makes me a little leery, but I think we can get a pop higher here, and with the news, maybe we get a bigger bounce. But if we just take a look here, well, right back to 61.8, right? So then let's take a look at the 15 and the 60-minute charts. So what happened on Thursday, Friday? Well, Thursday, Friday, look at the nice bottoming process we're putting in here. We took out the ATR on Friday morning, tried to push back lower, made a higher low, pushed up, couldn't take out this big upper leg in this candle. It was right, I guess, right at this sort of prior congestion area right here, and it made a nice bull flag. So again, I'm looking for this, I'm looking at this stock first thing tomorrow morning, and on the 60-minute chart you can see it as well, I think. Right, look how nice that looks, right? Get this nice kickoff signal for these light blue candles, pushed higher, got divergence, telling you to expect some kind of counter trend pullback or consolidation. Well, we got a nice pullback right to the 61.8, right? And popped up a little bit, and made a little bull flag. So now I'm expecting it to take out the 60-minute ATR. Money flow is popping positive, so I think all systems are go for that one. So what have I talked about? I talked about POD, I've talked about CAT, I've talked about UAL. Well, actually another one I like, and I'm going to watch tomorrow, is IBM. Now, no one's really talking about IBM, But here's the daily chart, right? And I've got fucked around by this stock a couple times, trying to find the spot where it wants to turn. But I think finally it's proven it wants to turn here, and that we made this bottom. We had earnings, and the stock has done well off that. Made this doji, but we made a nice new swing high. Took out this pivot right here, and now we corrected. And we didn't really crack deep into the slot area, but I think but this pullback, and if you look at it, maybe it's if I put in a 38.2 on it. It's right to 38.2, so that's not where I ideally like to see it, but the fact that it took out this pivot high and has now and has pulled back, I gotta not get painted into a corner here saying it has to get to a certain level. Like if the market starts to go, I think this is a good candidate for a stock that could possibly do okay, because it's corrected some here. It's made a nice corrective move, so we could go back and break that 200 easy, and maybe push to like 208 or so on the next little while. Yes, let's see the 15-minute chart. Right, so we've already broken the ATR here, and we pull back, and we're holding above the 15-minute ATR. So that's why I'm not getting married to the fact that I want it to go lower before I'm willing to buy it. So I'm watching the stock carefully on Tuesday morning. One stock, U.S. Steel. Now this is not. I don't think it's going to happen on Tuesday. But if you look at the daily chart on this one, again, if you believe that the world's going to get better with the global growth, and QE3 is going to rescue it, and all the money that's going to be thrown around the world. This is the daily on X, right? So we've made kind of a double bottom here, and we've pulled back. We're pulling back to a deep retracement. So we're making this kind of triangle, right? So if you were to look at this triangle, right, and let's just like that. So now we're at the bottom of that megaphone. So the odds are we're going to bounce and try and go back up to the other side. And what is the actual retracement on this thing? We're actually above. We're above the. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of this. We're above the 78.6, and we made a doji. Kind of almost like a. Well, almost like an outside day, but the body of the candle ended up on the inside of the prior day's action. So if we take out the high of Friday's candle, I would think that this could move. Nice blue extreme trend warning telling you to expect some kind of move, some kind of counter trend move. So I don't think it's going to go straight up and break this high. I think we're going to get some kind of chop on the way up. But if you're watching it at the right time, like to me this 15-minute chart looks like, look how we made this nice pullback, and now we're wedging higher. And so I'd watch this one for a potential. Wouldn't be my primary focus, but I think X is not a bad name to have on your list. Now another one from the retailing side is Costco. Now it pushed to a new high, all-time high on Friday, but ended lower for the day. But anytime you make a new high, that's a sign of strength, and so you want to look to buy the pullbacks, right? Let me just get rid of this. And if you look at what price actually did on Friday, it made this nice little corrective move, right? So it could, if it takes out this 50-minute ATR or this pivot from early Friday afternoon, I would look to get involved on pullbacks as you go higher. So Costco is a name, definitely. I think that in 60-minute chart, what happened here? All we've done is we pushed a new all-time high. Not just one candle. It showed you that it wants to go higher, and then pull back with all that sort of messy Jackson Hole talk or what have you, and on Friday, and all the gyrations that went on from that. But we're holding above the EMAs. We're holding above the ATR, and let's just take a look and see what. Yeah, momentum doesn't look great actually. So but this is a name we want to try and find where the bottom to this consolidation is, because that's probably one of my favorite retail names. And actually, I think JPM might be ready to go on Tuesday as well, of all the financial stocks. And here you could sort of say this looks like a ending diagonal kind of ABC wave into the target zone for the C wave, right below a 61.8, and we could correct from that. So that's the one thing that scares me about JPM, but I think that you have to watch it to see if something else is happening. That if we made this high back on the 21st of July, and look, this is all the stock has done the last, how many days is this? That's about I don't know, 8 days or something like that. 8 trading days. And all we've really done is corrected back into this sort of rectangle top that was put in for the kind of last 2 weeks. And I'm looking to see if price wants to try and go again. So JPM is the one financial stock that I'm kind of half interested in seeing what happens, since we actually broke the 15-minute ATR on late Thursday, and it made this nice little bull flag on Friday. So take out the high Friday, and I think the stock moves higher. And again, it's going to move up in a staircase fashion, so it's not like you have to load the gun for a shot here. But momentum is clearly showing that it wants to go, I think, on these sort of intraday charts. And I'll show you just a bigger. It's a bit of a messy chart, but I'll show you FTX. I'm looking at this one, and it's if you think that the people are going to get a little more happy with global growth, then you say that FTX is frustrated people here, because it looked like here was the pullback and it was going to go, but it failed on its third try to break through this area, and then it's pulled back and corrected. But all of a sudden, it's pulled back into support. So then I think you have to guess that FTX is going to try and go higher. And if I look at the bigger chart, the weekly chart, let me get rid of this. You can get rid of that. You can see this better. Like, to me, so there's my target for FTX. So to me, this makes it look even more appealing. We got momentum on the weekly basis is curling up, right? And this one, yeah, and this, okay, so I see the MACD momentum. And all we've really done is we did a, sort of an ABC. That could be the first wave. Here's the correction from that first wave, and then bingo bango, we're going to push up to this bigger target. So actually, I haven't even looked at any real roads, and I should have been looked at it before I did this. But let's just take a look here. So this is interesting. Here's CSX, right? It looks like a really ugly weekly pattern, right? Here's the push lower, onto the 200. Well, it's a weekly, so it's 200 weekly. And now we've made this bear flag looking thing. Price is holding below this resistance level. It's making a squeeze, and momentum is, I guess it's wedging. So if this price pops, let's take a look at the daily chart. When this price breaks out of this, it's in the daily EMAs are in a bullish position, making higher highs, higher lows. So, and we actually pulled back. So again, I think that rails may be a spot that could surprise. And I'll do one final one. Of all the energies, I like Oxy. We pulled, again, go back to my weekly sector charts, and I like energy on the pullback for the last couple weeks. And I think that Oxy's chart kind of, to me, looks the best risk reward. We had an inside day on Friday, so I would just, again, let the market open on Tuesday with your eyes on those couple of stocks like Potash, maybe IBM, maybe Costco, I guess UAL for sure, But this is one that's kind of, if the markets are looking more bullish, then I think this has got a chance to at least go back to test this high. That's my sort of premise. We're in the bottom of this. We made kind of a rectangle channel, right? Right. So if the market's going to bounce here, then these are good candidates for to make profits on. So I'll leave it at that, and good luck trading this week, guys.